guys, my name is Fiona and I'm so excited to be here with you on World Read Aloud Day. Today we're going to be reading The Sweetest Fig by Chris Van Allsburg. Before I read this, have any of you heard of the Polar Express?
I have.
You have? Well, Chris Van Allsburg is actually the author of that book, so we're going to be reading one of his other books today, so that's super exciting. Now, before we start reading this, I really want you guys to help me out with this, and I really want you to focus on inferring and making inferences. Now, when I say inferring, do we know what that is?
Making predictions?
Yeah, it's like using your context clues in the story to make predictions on what's going to happen next. Okay, so let's get started. Monsieur Bouvet, the dentist, was a very fussy man. He kept his small apartment as neat and clean as his office. If his dog, Marcel, jumped on the furniture, Bibot was sure to teach him a lesson. Except on Bastille Day, the poor animal was not even allowed to bark. Now, what can we infer here? What kind of person is Monsieur Bibot?
I don't know.
Let's see, he has an apartment as neat and clean as his office, and he won't let his dog jump on the furniture. What kind of...
Might be very particular and...
Particular, maybe a little strict. Also, notice how I said Monsieur here. What's the setting? Where do we think we are?
I think we're in France.
In France. Good answer. Good job. One morning, Bibot met an old woman waiting at his office door. She had a toothache and begged the dentist to help. "But you have no appointment," he told her. The woman moaned. Bibot looked at his watch. Perhaps there was time to make a few extra francs. He took her inside and looked in her mouth. "This tooth must come out," he said with a smile. When he was done, the dentist said, I'll give you some pills to kill the pain." Any of you been to the dentist before?
I have.
You have?
Don't like it very much.
You don't like it? Hopefully it wasn't as scary as this picture is. I don't think the dentist is like that now anymore. The old woman was very grateful. "I can't pay you in money, but I have something so much better." She took 2 figs from her pocket and handed them to Bibot. "Figs," he said angrily. "These figs are very special," the old woman whispered. "They can make all of your dreams come true." She winked at him and put her finger to her lips. It was clear to Bibot that the woman was crazy. He set the figs down and took her by the arm. When she reminded him about the pills, he said, "I'm sorry, for paying customers only," and shoved her out the door. Now, what can we infer here? How is he acting right now?
Not very nice.
Not very nice. He's not giving her any of the pills. Do you think that's a little greedy?
I think it's very greedy, actually.
Very greedy. Now, what about the figs? First of all, do we know what a fig is?
Isn't that a food?
Yes, it's actually a fruit. Now, what did the old woman say about the figs? What can we infer about the figs?
I don't know.
She said they can make all of your dreams come true. So
maybe they're like special figs?
Special figs? Yeah.
Like
maybe
magical?
They're magic figs? I agree with that. Let's see. That evening, Bibot took his little dog to the park. Poor Marcel loved to sniff the tree trunks and bushes, but whenever he stopped, Bibot would pull sharply on the leash. Just before going to bed, the dentist had a small snack. He sat at his dining room table and ate one of the figs the old woman had given him. It was delicious, possibly the sweetest, finest fig he'd ever had. In the morning, Bibot dragged Marcel down the stairs for his morning walk. The steep steps were hard for the short-legged dog, but Bibot wouldn't think of carrying his pet. He hated to get Marcel's white hairs on his beautiful blue suit. Now, how do we think Marcel is feeling right now?
I think he wanted to be picked up.
I think you want to, yeah, look at his face. Does he look happy?
He does not look very happy.
He doesn't look
wants
very
to be
happy.
loved.
Poor Marcel. Alright, I'm not going to show you the picture this time. I'll show you in a second. As he walked along the sidewalk, Bibot couldn't help noticing people looking at him. "They're admiring my blue suit," he thought. But when Bibot saw his reflection in the mirror of the cafe, he stopped in horror. Why do you think he stopped in horror?
Uh-oh.
What do you think happens?
Maybe something from Marcel got on him?
Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. He was dressed only in his underwear.
Oh, goodness.
That's interesting because before we said he was in a suit, but now he's in his underwear. That's strange.
Did he forget to put clothes on?
I don't know. Let's see what's going on. The dentist turned and ran into an alley. Sacre bleu, he thought. What has happened to my clothes? Then he remembered the dream he had last night. In his dream, he stood in front of that very cafe, dressed in his underwear. What did we say earlier about dreams?